Yeah. Anyway, this started around 3 years ago. I began to notice around my small farm that animals were disappearing, which is normal. Raccoons, coyotes, and sometimes the occasional possum would take birds here and there. Chickens disappearing. You can manage. But big eating turkeys, that's insane. We had over 20 chickens in the space for a few months, vanishing without a trace, like something was reaching in and taking them out of the coop. If you know as much about the usual suspects as me, then you instantly know to find a pile that remains outside the coop, and sometimes inside the coop. If you're a raccoon, coyotes would tear a hole in the chicken wire and come right in. In this case, nothing was disturbed. I even began to think someone was breaking in and taking birds. I even made a comment that they must need them more than me. Whatever. One night, however, I heard the birds going crazy in the coop. I thought to myself, well, I'll scare the tar out of these guys for this tonight. I grabbed my old Mossberg and went out there raising hell. I even saw the bastard opening the damn door. I saw him from the light, coming from the pole light on the front of the barn. I kept walking towards him and even yelled, "That's far enough right there, mister. I've had enough of this shit." I still haven't leveled a gun at anyone. I was wanting to scare them, not commit murder. He stopped and looked right at me, bent over inside the coop. This bastard had to have been 8 damn feet tall. He let out a scream at me that shook me to the core of my being. I couldn't even raise the gun at him.
She's
I'm
scared.
a little ashamed to admit. I moved as fast as I could back into my house and locked the door. I sat in my old recliner chair in the living room near the center of my house and could hear the son of a bitch walking around my house outside. My wife was upstairs and heard the commotion. I told her to stay up in the bedroom and keep the damn door locked. She told me something was throwing stuff at the windows upstairs. I looked out the window and I couldn't see anything anymore. I even thought to maybe fire a shot out in the darkness to let it know I wasn't playing around. But Steve, I chickened out. I wasn't convinced the bird shot would do anything. Eyebrows. I guess I wasn't convinced the bird shot would do anything, highbrows or not. The next day I had my wife get online and find me someone who knows anything about 8-foot tall people. She found a podcast based in Kentucky that investigates stuff like that. I laughed at first because I thought, this crap can't be real. And man, that was one hell of a night. I didn't sleep a wink. I was even nervous throughout the daytime after this. I said, the hell with it. I'll email these guys and ask them what they think I should do. A nice young man named Dennis, who wanted to be called Denny, immediately responded to me and had me tell him the whole story. After I did, a day or two went by and I got a response. He said he'd been screamed at as well once, and he had some ideas to protect my farm. He had me order UV lights and set them up around my chicken coop. He said that he was sure they are very sensitive to light and it'll make grabbing chickens and rabbits a lot harder.
Watch.
I said, what the hell? I ordered about 6.
Top of the cliff.
I spent about 2 hours setting them up and turned them on. Taking the young man's advice, I ordered extra bulbs, figuring he meant that they might blow and need replacement.
Okay,
the weekend after setting them up, I heard a scream come from the woods near my barn and coop. I was upstairs in my house this time and I was trying to watch the wood beanox, but couldn't see anything. I did see the flash of a blown bulb and it sounded like something hit it. This went on for an hour and then all went quiet. The next day I walked to my barn and coop with my shotgun. I went to inspect the birds. All were there, even my remaining 3 turkeys. One of the bulbs is broken. And the pile of glass had to be shoveled out of the nasty chicken dirt. But I replaced that bulb easily. I realized with the lack the Dennis thought of that and it made sense.
Okay,
the thing didn't reflect the light, I guess. I don't know if it blinded him or annoyed him, but it sure as hell kept him out of the coop. Anyway, I asked if I could use Dennis's name if I broke to you, which he encouraged me to do. He advised me to reach out to you about this and Scott Carpenter. He said that the UV light trick may help someone else who's having trouble. I feel that it's our responsibility to get citizens of God's earth to look out for each other. I feel blessed to be able to send this. Hopefully no one goes through this. I was lucky to get a helping hand. My wife is typing this for me. I apologize for that. I'm not very good at computers and phones. Keep doing what you're doing, Steve. God bless you and keep you safe on the road ahead. Feel free to use my name. I have no fear and nothing to hide. Robert Walters.
Above my finger there.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that, Sheriff. And thank you, Mrs. Roberts, for typing that out and sending it in. All right.
How square? No.
And
Going down.
yeah, it's kind of a nasty, shitty deal,
What?
isn't it? For something that big and intimidating and that skilled to
Another
just
landing
go and
spot right here.
you just go and come into your property and start
I'll
violating
come back to this, but
your-
you can clearly see.
your chickens, your property, your food source.
can clearly
right?
see
It's not like there's an
all
entire
of it
planet for those
right
things to
there.
get lost on and go grab some deer and shit.
And that's concealed.
But then to look at you blatantly and scream
Oh,
his face off
okay.
and torment your house
Let's move
afterwards.
along. I'll come back.
I'll admit it right now, if that had
This
been
is a
me,
huge, huge ship.
either this or my
I mean,
cannon that I have at home
right
would have been
here.
out the window and putting a hole in his head the second he started circling my house. with the wife
I
and
can't
children
get it all.
both
This
inside.
is a
Be like,
construction
That's
home.
not being aggressive either. You know what? It
There's,
doesn't matter who it is. You're
doors,
living
windows,
rurally. And something
markings
that
all
big and
on it.
menacing starts terrorizing your home in the middle of the
See?
night and then threatens you. And then starts throwing shit
All
out the
the
window with your
windows.
wife inside. You're gonna get
Light.
shot buried in
That
the backyard.
lighting's
That's
really
all there is
lighting
to
it all up.
And that's not being a tough guy, that's just being a normal, responsible human being, right? Got 8-foot tall hairy monsters
Yeah,
pounding on your
see?
windows and throwing shit at the windows and circle around the
More
house.
architecture.
It's not there to curl up on the carpet in front of the fireplace and act like a friendly dog, is it? It's begging
I
to be
can't
dealt
get
with.
it right there.
But anyway,
Okay, just
well,
look
let's see
at
what else
all
I got.
of
Might
the
have a little bit of juice left here. What do we got?
infrastructure. You can even see the cord.
Sense very crucial lesson.
Huh.
Oh gosh, no
Where are we now?
What's this? I'm in tune with my sixth sense, and it's actually going off a little bit right now.
Are
but
we
nothing
over
too
here?
serious, but it's making me
No,
look around.
we're
I like
looking
that
at
one.
the
It
valleys.
bugs me. Especially when I'm trying to
Oh,
read.
the
and stay
lighting's
focused on this.
changed. I really wanted you all
Anyway, here we
to
go. Hi,
see
Steve.
all
Resending
that.
you this email I first sent November 2020. Hope you'll reach you this time. Can you not read my name out as I wish to remain anonymous? No problem. As this email and this information is mainly for you, there's an incident
See it all?
described which has never been in the public domain.
You
So it's
can
up to
even
you
see
what you
the-
wish to share on your channel. Sorry, this is a long one.
Let's go
I
back.
regret. It's
to the
never too
dome.
long unless I run out of juice.
See what's happening
Hi
here.
Steve, greetings from the UK. You asked a question in one of your videos. Can you teach the sixth sense or the use of it? The answer is a categorical yes. I've been doing so for over 30 years as an instructor in the Japanese war arts, Kobudo, personal protection in close quarter
It's
and unharmed
absolutely
combat.
gorgeous. Okay, look up
Before I tell you
there.
the two incidents
What's going
where
on
these
up here?
senses where it's utilized
Do you
and
see
saved
what
the
I'm
life of
saying?
the person involved
What they
incident
do?
number one, and in the
They've
incident
had
number
fog
two,
machines
life
forever,
of a man,
guys.
his wife, and a baby also had.
But that is
And in fact,
infrastructure.
on the political history of the
Also an
UK,
artist.
let me give you a bit of the background
So
about
I
myself.
know
Because of number two, I have to be cagey about the names,
I'm talking
etc.
about.
Sorry.
That is just
First and foremost, I'm a
plain
civilian.
and simple blurted out. Can you not see that?
I'm gonna block this from the wind. First and foremost, I'm a civilian. This becomes relevant a bit later. I've always been
My
able to
God.
pick things up. What is known as being.
All you gotta do is
And all I can
just
see
sit
is
and
a
watch it for
reflection
a
on the screen
while.
right now, you guys, so it's making it a little tough for me. I'm seeing me perfectly
And after you
clear
know
on
what you're
top of the
looking
words,
for,
and there's no way getting out of it. I'm in the
it
sun,
pops out at
so
you.
bear with me if I'm not that smooth, all right?
There's something moving in right in
I've
that
always been able
area.
to pick things up. What is known as
That's
being
because it is
empathic.
making more
But to me, that's how it's always been, so no big deal. It's an innate ability
condensation.
we all have. Before I started
See,
training, I was
over
involved in
here
the
is
lifestyle
your
of big bikes, club rivalry, and all that shit. A hard life, but a fun time.
top of the
Too much
building
ego
here.
bullshit for me. The picking things up came in useful such so
They
that
make
after a
black
while, the
smoke
guys would
and
inquire how I
white
felt about
smoke. Look,
situations,
boy, that
places
goes
we're gonna
way
go.
up.
A useful
Oop,
tool to
sorry.
have. This lifestyle
That
taught
goes
me a lot
way
about
up.
how the human being works mentally, physically, and I suppose
I
spiritually.
keep doing that. I'm
Anyway,
sorry about that.
After a series of odd occurrences,
Up there.
synchronicities, I don't believe coincidences.
Perfect
I got
right
joined the martial art
angles.
dojo.
You know,
After the first lesson, I
you
knew
cannot
I'd come
tell
home. Strange, but true as I have found out many
someone
years
that
later.
just don't
But that's
see
not a
it
story
or
that
get it.
crazy even to me. I digress. Unknown to me at the time, the club had military connections to the Royal Marines
crazy.
and SBS. So, after a few months, I got my first promotion. I was introduced to the military side of the training. As a civvy, I could pick up and choose what I did and no military bullshit. Just hard training and knowledge gathering. Things were very different in the 80s. I took to it like a duck to water. So I did courses over and over. Escape and evasion. I got caught once, never again. That was a bitch and a half. Lucky it was near end. X. Dog evasion. Learned field craft and tracking from an amazing man named Edward Eddie McGee, sadly deceased. He had some tales to tell. People don't realize anymore that sitting down and
You need
listening
to
to
pause
wise people tell
off.
tales, you learn a great deal of knowledge.
I'm trying to
Now
give
it's
you
all do, look at me shit.
the
I went
whole
through VIP,
caboodle.
close protection training, and a lot more. Ended up specializing in uncon warfare. So you see, as a civvy, I
They
gained
had
a
to
lot of
go.
knowledge. I
That
must have been a
there
man
is
cut myself for all
gardening.
that, LOL.
That's
Halfway through all this, life did a kick in the balls moment, and I changed the course of my life. One night, the number
right
2
there.
instructor from the dojo and close friend of mine
Right
died
there.
on exercise. I felt him pass. So much potential gone.
That's see them there.
Through the resulting turmoil, I was asked to
That's
fill the gap in the
gardening.
club and
That's
became an
terraces,
instructor.
and they've
No
been doing
shit.
that for
Now I had to be responsible. Bummer. Throughout
you
this
know.
time, I had the
So
opportunity to combine the Japanese Kabuto
just
training
look.
with modern warfare.
Look back in there.
Not much
It
difference
nestled
really.
away.
Kill them before they kill you. But what was different was the mental approach, the mind training. That was my forte. It worked very well. This combination training was offered to the military via
I
the
mean, it
chief's
is all
instructor's
there.
commanding officer. The answer, no. But I do know that it was taken up by the U.S.
Evidence is
military.
all
The chief
there.
instructor left the military after a while, and so was free to go private, so to speak. So we started instructing people from all over, military, civilian, and police. I was sent to Europe to teach and was in
Look
Berlin
at that
before the wall
shadow,
went
like a
down,
giant
instructing
man.
the Americans
One of
and the
those
Germans. There's more,
throwing a
but I think you
spear
get the picture. Now the point
or
of all this
waving.
model. We used to hold mind training courses.
Ooh, look at
lasting
that
4
light on the
days or
side of
so,
that mountain there.
utilizing mind
A
and body
real white
exercises
spot.
developed
See it?
after years of real world experience. You cannot just have mind or
Beep,
just body.
beep.
This is not navel
That stuck
gazing
out like a sore
and
thumb.
kumbaya bullshit. Your life could depend on this.
I can't zoom anymore. But that's because
See, many
probably
few
ledges.
times,
I
let me
just
tell
see
you.
something flash over
Many.
here.
We had a guy from South Africa come training with us in the UK. Nothing special, nice enough bloke.
And you guys, this is
This
beautiful.
was the time when apartheid was still law
And
in
they
South
had to
Africa.
go to the high
A couple weeks
mountains.
later, after he returned home, we got a
Enlil
phone
told
call
him
from
to
him. He
go.
was talking so fast and jabbering in Afrikaans.
Son of
So
them
it's a
couldn't
case
go
of
back to
slow
Nibiru.
down,
They
calmly tell us what happened.
wouldn't
Apparently
survive
he was in
there
his home
because
slash
their bodies had adjusted
town.
here and lived
Apparently
here.
he was in his hometown slash city
And
of
they were half
Pretoria
human.
and decides to go for a beer
The
in his
ones
local
that did
bar.
return died.
As you watch the door,
Shortly after
arriving
arriving
there,
there.
around and walks back out of the door.
See all the
At the
terraces?
same time, the place explodes.
You know, this is
blowing
beautiful.
Across the street, all hell breaks loose.
Look at that.
He's dazed, but otherwise okay. Police and
Giant
security
white
arrive and
cutting.
arrest him.
Them
After a
gardens.
witness saw him walk into the bar and instantly leave, presumably throwing in a palm. Luckily for him, another witness who was at the bar came forward to say that he had nothing wrong. Asked why he left. He told the police that he had a real bad feeling and they had to let him go. This shit works. The second incident involves an ex-student and friend and his wife. I'll call him
That
John,
is.
not his real name. Many years
Sitting
after I had
down
decided
there.
to leave the training group
Are
and
they
stop
moving?
instructing, the face had other ideas about not teaching, and concentrate on my new family. I received a Christmas card from an old student with a
What
phone
is
number
that?
to ring him. This I found surprising as I had moved
Right
to a
here.
rural part of the country and told no one where I'd gone. He tracked me down. We were
Right there.
talking well, haha. I rang him
far
after
up.
the usual pleasantries. He said he wanted his son and wife to meet me. Why, I asked. He said to explain when we meet up, which we did the following year. John introduced his son, who was about 6 or 7, and said to him, "This is the man I told you about." We shook hands, and his mom took
Horrible.
him to get something to drink. I asked John what this
Horrible,
was all about.
horrible.
He said, "If it wasn't for
I
you,
give
the boy
up.
wouldn't be here." That's a bit much, I thought. I asked, "Why is that?" And this is what he told me. Some years
But
after
right
I
there
quit,
at the
John
bottom
got married and started a family.
left screen.
Unbeknown to me, John's extended family has ties to a
Look at all
lawless
that.
military organization in Ireland. I didn't think he was too comfortable with
Curves
this fact.
and
At the time I'm speaking of, the UK government was in high-level talks with the IRA. And
it's
things were
crazy.
tense, but going in the right direction. This eventually became the Good Friday Agreement. It seems that a faction in the IRA wanted to destroy the talks, so they dispatched a person to the mainland to wreck everything by killing John and his family. That's what he's told. The intel agencies got wind of this, but apparently lost him in England before
Look
they could
for
find John and his wife.
hieroglyphs, giant
John said
ones.
that he was in bed one night when he got the stomach churning sense that he was in immediate danger. The same as what he had felt in training, but 1,000 times worse. We used to do exercises where you could be hurt if you didn't react to your own alarm system. This stuff is not a game, that you can have fun with it. He immediately
Like
got
a
out of
giant
bed,
maze.
got his wife and baby into the van, still in pajamas,
It's
etc.,
designed
and
for,
drove
like,
off,
that
hell
other
for leather,
purpose.
out of there. No questions asked.
Oh, this
John was
is
told later that night
crazy.
that the guy broke into his home and
Beautiful.
killed him. Those security agencies want to
Look
know
at that.
how the hell he knew the guy was coming. John explained everything. The guy never got back to Ireland, by the way. When they found out, what did they do?
Ooh.
Instead of offering me a job so I could tell them to shove it up their ass, they surveilled me. When John told me that, the penny dropped for me. Years
Look at
before, I had a
them
short period
real
where I was
white.
uneasy.
Look at that.
Nothing bad, but just uneasy. And two blokes
Nice.
turned up one day where I used to work. Me and another guy were working outside. They started asking me dumbass questions about what I was doing, then walked off. My workmate said, "Who the F were they?" And, absent-mindedly, for no reason, I said, "F-wits from M15, probably. Or MI5, probably." "Yeah," he said, and we got on with what we were doing. Well, Steve, that was just 2 incidents out of a shitload I could relate. I hope I didn't go on too much. Here's something you might find interesting. One of the techniques that we use is emotion projection, in
people.
which you as
Just-
a sender send out an emotion to a target and influence their action/behavior. It is a very effective technique. Here's the
Look.
stinger, Steve. The most
Just
effective and powerful
look.
projected emotion is fear. Sounds familiar? By the way, I don't teach this stuff to just anyone. I'm very selective in my choice of students. Anyway, Steve, good luck in all your endeavors. Stay safe and try not to get eaten by a bear. We don't really have that problem here. The risk we have is effing politicians. Personal note to you. I would like to say it takes a lot for someone to get my admiration, but yourself and Dave Clydas have it because of the way you both have gone after the truth and to help people along the way. I do what I do to try to help people find their true potential as human beings. It's a great feeling for me to see them grow and blossom and find the truth. If you'd like to know more about what I do, about myself, though there is not much to tell on that score, or more amusing incidents on the same subject, I'd be very glad to share the knowledge I have. It would be an honor to do so. Thank you again for what you do. Sorry about Mr. Macaroni. Hurts more than humans. Please don't read out my name as I prefer anonymity. No problem, man. P.S. Here's a thought. If the government officially recognizes Sasquatch as a people in their own right, would they, the governments, have to give them their own homeland slash reservation, which would include mineral rights, etc.? As I said, just a thought. Wow, that is an absolute interesting email for me personally. I can't speak for everyone else, but me, absolutely. If I could, maybe one day I'd fly out and come and hang out. That's a piece of information.